I'd like to just talk a little bit about the best and easiest way to quickly find books in the library electronic catalog. But first, imagine that you're about to visit a new city and you only have a day. I'll bet if you were going to Chicago, for example, the first thing you do is Google something like Chicago must-see attractions, or I only have one day to visit Chicago. And you would get a lot of results that you could quickly look at to see how to best take advantage of your time. I mean, if you had more time, you could just walk around and see if you saw anything interesting. Maybe you'd chat up some locals and you'd ask them where to go. Or if you were going out to a new restaurant and maybe you wanted to get an idea of the kind of food you might like to order, you'd probably look it up online first and see if you could look at their menu, if that's online. And the reason for that is not so much that you want to save time, but it would help you focus a little on the things you like and eliminate the things you don't in a more relaxed way. Also, in some instances, you can see what other people say about it. Well, if you have a limited time to choose a book in a bookstore or a library, doing a little advanced work is also a good idea. So here are a few tips to narrow down your choice of things to read for your own pleasure or when you need a research book for a school project. The first thing that I would start is by doing a Google search for, and we always recommend this because it's the easiest way to get to the library page, just Amity Library. And we're the first hit, and you'll see that the catalog is right here. So if you just go to that catalog, so this catalog is called Destiny. It's the name of the product. You can sign in, but you don't have to. Let's say that you want a story that involves a kind of quest or a mission. You could treat this like any search box, and you could just write in the word quest or mission. And if you do that, you'll see it brings up 115 hits. Now, the only problem with this is that it's searching a whole bunch of different fields. And I can tell right now, just by looking here, that 904 number, I happen to know that's nonfiction, but you kind of said that you maybe wanted fiction. And if I keep scrolling down, and if I show all of the 115 hits, what I can see here is that it's showing some things that are fiction. This, for example, The Alchemist, this F here means that it's fiction. And I can also see it showing a graphic novel, and I can also see that here it's showing a DVD. The Gladiator here is a DVD. So if what I'm really looking for is just fiction, there's a much easier way to limit your search. I need a little bit more power to my search. So I'm going to repeat the same idea, but this time, instead of just a basic search, I'm going to power. And I'm just going to leave all the settings pretty much the way they are and write in the word quest again, but this time I only want fiction books. So I'm going to limit it in the call number box from F. All of our fiction starts from F, like for example F and then the author's last name. So if I just write F to F, I'll only get things that are fiction. Now, there are some other choices that I can look at later, but we're not even going to bother about that for now. And I'm not going to change anything else. I'm just going to do keyword. And here you can see by the first hit, it searched the title. And I got a book called The Tiger's Quest. Well, I don't really know much about that, but I could also look a little further down and I can continue. So let me see what looks interesting here. Intuition, The Lord of the Rings, which I know well and love. Siddhartha, The Son of Neptune. Oh, by the way, there are 32 hits here, but only 25 of them appear on the page. If I show all, then I don't have to click page by page. And I'm going down, and maybe I'm interested in Scorpion Mountain. Let me look at that. Okay, so I can see that that also looks like kind of a quest. And actually they have it in the subject headings here. They call it a quest. So the first thing I would do, copy the name, copy the title, and I'd go to a new tab and I'd go to Amazon. Now, if it's a very common name and common title, to find it in Amazon, you might have to limit to books in Amazon. But I can see that's part of the Brother Band Chronicles. Now, I can read another synopsis here, or I can do what I think is even more important, which is to look inside. And at that point, I can actually see some of the pages. And I can read and see if I like the style. That's really important. Maybe I don't like books that are really dense. Maybe I don't like books that look too simple for me. So here, read a couple pages and then decide if you like it or not. When I go back and I look at the details here, it's really important that I make sure that I look if it's available or not. It says local copies available, 1 of 1. That means we own 1 copy and that copy is available. If it says 0 of 1, then probably it's not a good book to look at today. What you're going to write down on your sheets, obviously, is the name, the author, and the call number, because that's how you'll find it. The call number in fiction, as we talked about before, is F and a piece of the author's last name or the whole author's last name. If it were a nonfiction book, it would be a number, and you would write that down too. Of course, many books written about people on quests won't have the word quest in the catalog. They might use some other word like mission or adventure or challenge, so you might search by that too. And if you can't find the book on Amazon, you might just look online and search for the name of the book and the author and see if someone else has given some review or if there's a little more information. Now, if you don't even want to do that work, over here on the side there's something called Destiny Discover, and that gives you a whole other way to search. It's not as powerful as the catalog, but for example, if you scroll down, you find topics. Now, they only have about 8 topics, 9 topics, but they do have one called Adventure. So maybe I'll look at the books they have there, and as you can see, I'm going to scroll all the way down to the bottom, and it does keep loading. So there are a number there, and that's a really easy way to do it. And then you can use some of the filters on the side, which I won't even talk about now. So search any way you want, choose a few books, make sure they're available, write down the information, so when you come into the library, you can pick up what you want. Look forward to seeing you.